はい、皆さん、おはようございます。
おはようございます。
おはようございます。
おはよ
はい、お
うございます。
はようございます。Please leave your videos on. I can hear some background noise. If it's coming from your end, can you please mute your audios, please? はい、ありがとうございます。All right, so let's get started now. So in the last class, we were looking at the Koso Ado concept. So can anybody tell me anything that you can remember, recall? I hope you all studied it at home during the weekend. So whatever you can remember about it, if you can tell me. Anything. What are these words that we studied? What do they mean? Where do you use them? How do you use them?
So when the
Hi.
object is close to the speaker, we use
Okay.
words. Then when it's close to the listener, we use so.
Okay.
When it's away from both the speaker and the listener, we use a.
Okay.
Then if it's a question word, we use do.
Hi. Very good. Thank you, Pranav-san. Arigatou gozaimasu. Yes, so that is a simple explanation, right? So you have ko, so, ado, four sets of these words. We looked at the first two sets in the last class. So each of these words, they begin with ko or so or a or do. It's about the position of this subject, this noun, the object or whatever it is. Will come to places in people in the next two sets. But whatever it is in the question, it is about the position of these things with respect to the position of the speaker and the listener in conversation. All right, so let's quickly review what we did in the last class. The first two sets. Who can tell me the words in the first set?
I can say. I can say.
Hi, Onegaishimasu, please go ahead. Dozo.
So the first set is
Hi.
kore,
Okay,
then
kore,
sore,
sore,
are,
are, all right.
and dore.
Dore is the last word, which is the question word. Correct. Hi. Anybody else would like to give me the second set? You can take a look at your notes and tell me, no problem.
Yes, I will.
Hi, dozo.
The second set of nouns should be kono,
Kono,
sono,
yes.
ano,
Ano,
dono.
dono. Very good. Thank you, Gurumurti-san. Hi. So the first set is kore, sore, are, and dore. So with this set, there is a difference. Both of these sets are used for nouns, for objects around you, right? So there has to be a difference, and what is this difference between kore, sore, are, dore and kono, sono, ano, dono? The first set, kore, sore, are, dore, is followed by a particle. So it'll always be, so far we've only done topic marker. So you'll only see the topic marker va being used after these words. But slowly you look at other particles and they can also be used. Once you see what their functions are and how they are used, you'll see how kore, sore, are can also be followed by other particles. But for now, it's only topic marker va that we have learned. So it'll always be koreva, soreva, areva. Okay. As for this, as for that over there. This is a pen. That is a laptop. That over there is a refrigerator. Simple sentences. The second set, kono, sono, ano, and dono. These words, these four words will always be immediately followed by that object in question. For example, kono pen, this pen. Okay, sono kaban, that bag. Ano terebi, that TV, that television. Kono, noun. Sono, noun. Ano, noun. Dono, also noun. And after that, you might have a particle. So this is the very important difference. So I've just There are about 5 sentences here. Just for practice, I would like all of us to attend these before we go to the next one. This is for review, a quick review before we go on to the next. This is my dictionary. This is the sentence, and I would like all of you to try and translate it. This is my dictionary. So in this sentence, what is the topic?
Dictionary.
My dictionary is the topic.
What am I talking about? This.
My dictionary.
Kore.
Correct. This. I'm talking about this. I'm referring to something as this. And I'm talking about it and I'm explaining what this is. So this is my dictionary. This is the topic. So what is this? It is not followed by that noun. It's not followed by that object in this sentence. So you will use the first set. So how will your sentence begin?
Sore,
This, close to the speaker. So what is the word?
kore,
Kore.
kore,
Kore, correct.
kore.
Yes. Sore, you will say if it's close to the listener, that.
That.
Kore, followed by the topic marker, wa. Right? What is the word for dictionary?
So,
Jisho.
Jisho. And how do you end the sentence?
This.
Desu.
Desu.
Kore wa jisho desu. Kore wa jisho desu. All right. Next sentence. That book is yours. Think about the sentence. That book is yours. What is the topic?
That.
Kore.
Kore.
That book is the topic. I'm talking
That book.
about that book.
That book.
Right? I'm pointing to that book and saying that book, as for that book, it is yours. So that book is the topic of my sentence. So how will I translate this, everyone?
Sono.
Sono, okay.
Sono. Hone. Book.
Hone, very good. Sono hone. Topic marker.
Wow.
Wa. Hi. Hi, correct. You're all correct. Sono hone wa. Now, coming to the next part of the sentence, yours belongs to you. How do you say belongs to you?
Anato.
Anatava.
Anata.
Anatava.
Anata.
Anata no.
Correct. Anata no. Anata no. Anata is the word. In this sentence, anata is not the topic, right? So you won't say anata wa. Only if anata is the topic will you say anata wa. Otherwise, anata is the word. And belongs to you will be anata no. Yours. You becomes yours. Anata no desu. Sono hon wa anata no belongs to you. Anata no desu.
Sumimasen sensei this.
Hi. Yes, Ariva-san.
Instead of sono, can't we say sore?
Yes,
You
I
can
had the
say
same.
so.
Sore
In
wa.
this sentence, you have the word that followed by the object. That is
Okay.
where you use the second set. In sentences where you have the words this, that over there, followed by the object in question, then you will use the second set in those sentences. The first set, first sentence here, for instance, does not have the noun following it immediately. This is my dictionary. As for this, it is my dictionary. So you use the first set kore. All
Okay.
right. But in the second sentence, the word that is immediately followed by the noun. And so you will use the second set. Even in Japanese, it will come like that. It will be the word followed by the noun even in Japanese. Sono hon. That is the important difference I was talking about between the first and the second set.
Okay. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Hi. Okay. Now let's look at the next 3 sentences. Hopefully that gets clear. So you have options. You'll have to choose the right option. There are 3 options. The first word is sore, second is sono, third is kore. So from these 3 options, you have to choose what will come in this sentence. Kaban wa Tanaka sensei no desu. Let me write this together. Tanaka sensei no desu. What does Tanaka sensei no desu mean?
Of Tanaka teacher.
Yes, belongs to. It's hers, possession of, right? Okay, so what is the correct answer in the blank? What should come in the beginning of the sentence?
First
Correct.
option.
What
So,
Kaban?
no.
Correct.
I would
No, I
like you all
think
to
it's
think again.
Ma'am, could you just
Sono.
So no.
Sono. Sono, right?
Hmm.
Why is it sono?
Because
book
the
belongs
was
to
followed
by the
Tanaka
object.
sensei.
Kaban.
Yes, exactly. It is
Followed by
sono
Kaban.
because immediately Kaban
Hmm.
is there. The noun is there. It is immediately followed by a noun. Therefore, the word is sono. Sono kaban wa. If there was a particle in place of a noun, then it will be the first set. It can be sore or kore or are, whatever it is. But here it's immediately
Sumimasen,
followed
sensei.
by the noun. Hi.
Could you please explain the rule again for the use of the first set and the second set because it's a little confusing.
All right. So the first set, you have the words kore, sore, are, and dore. And the second set, you have the words kono, sono, ano, and dono. So these are the two sets. They are both used to refer to objects, to nouns. But the difference between the first and the second is, when you use the first set in a sentence, it will be immediately followed by a particle. Let's say the particle va. So it will always be kore va, sore va, are va. Okay. In those sentences, this, that over there will be the topic of that sentence. For instance, this is a dictionary. So in this sentence, this is the topic. So it will be kore wa jisho desu. With the second set, those are immediately followed by the objects in question. So in a sentence, for example, like, this dictionary is mine. This is immediately followed by the noun, the object, dictionary. Okay, another example, that TV is on. That immediately followed by the noun, the object, TV. In this particular sentence, that TV is on. So there you will say sono terebi or ano terebi, depending on what its position is. If that TV is next to the listener, I will say sono terebi. If it's away from both the speaker and the listener, I will say ano terebi. So this is the difference between the first two sets. The first set is always followed by a particle, right? You see kore is followed by the particle wa. The second set will always be followed by the noun, sono hon, ano kaban, all right, kono terebi, sono enpitsu, and so on. So in this sentence, from the options sore, sono, kore, you pick sono as the right option because it is immediately followed by the object, the noun, kaban, in this sentence. This sentence translates to, this bag, sono kaban, sorry, that bag. That bag, sono kaban wa, as for that bag, it is Tanaka sensei's. Yeah. All right. That's the main
Sumimasen
difference.
sensei,
Hi.
can we say that bag belongs to Tanaka sensei?
In English, you can translate it in different ways. You can say it's Tanaka sensei's, it belongs to Tanaka sensei, it's all the
Okay.
same. There are different ways to say the same thing.
Okay.
Hi. The
Right.
idea
Yeah.
is it's possession. You're talking about possession. Hi.
Okay.
So the first set will always be followed by a wa or a no. So it's a particle. And the second set
Yes.
will be preceded will be before a noun, which is the book or the bag or the house.
Correct. Exactly.
Okay. And what about dore and dono?
Dore is a question word, so it means which. So you use it to say which is it. As for your bag, which is it, right? So dore is used in whenever you want to ask a question. Dore desu ka will mean which is it. Watashi no kaban wa dore desu ka? As for my bag, watashi no kaban wa dore desu ka? All right.
Arigatou gozaimasu,
Dono
sensei.
once again will be followed by the noun or the object. So, dono kaban desu ka? Dono plus kaban.
Thank you very much.
Hi. Let's look at the next sentence. Nihon no zashi wa, which is the right option. That's the blank. And then you have the sentence end with desu ka? Nihon no zashi. What is zashi?
Dore.
Magazine.
Zashi is magazine. Somebody gave the answer, which is correct. Hi, now I'd like all of you to think of the answer. Read this sentence and try to think based on what we have studied in the last class. Try to think. Nihon no zashi, Japanese magazine. Magazine of Japan. A
So the
Japanese
sentence
magazine.
will start with hi. Anu.
No, this is actually, I would like you to think of, there's a blank over here and the options for the blank is here. So the sentence
Desu ka?
begins with Nihon no zashi. Nihon no zashi wa blank desu ka? That is
So
the
whenever
sentence.
there is deska, there is a question mark, right? We are asking. So
Ka
it
is
means
a
dore.
question.
Correct.
Dore
So it
desu
means
ka?
dore.
Correct.
Dore.
Dore desu ka? Correct.
Okay.
Another important thing is kono will have to be followed by a noun which you don't see in this sentence. So it cannot be the right answer. Dono will have to be followed by a noun again, which you can't see in the sentence, so not a right answer. Now, suppose in place of dore, if you had kore. Now, these are the three options. Do you have a right answer here?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, it
Yes.
can be.
Correct.
Correct. Yes. Kore desu ka will be, is it this? As for the Japanese magazine, is it this? Kore desu ka? So it doesn't only have to be a question word because it ends with a question marker. All right. I'm just trying to tell you that. So as for the Japanese magazine, is it this? Right? Kore desu ka? Hai. So, ii desu ka, minasan? I hope you're all on the same page with. Let's look at the last sentence now and see. So, the blank is here. These are the options for the blank. Hi. I would like all of you to read the sentence and tell me the answer yourselves.
Are, I think, are.
Okay, are is one answer. Everybody else?
Kore, kono,
Kono?
kono wa nan desu ka?
Kono wa, is kono wa correct? Kono?
Kono wa nan desu ka?
Why is kono wrong?
Kono should be followed by a noun.
Correct, right? Kono is of the second set. Kono and sono, both in fact, they belong to the second set and they have to immediately be followed by the noun, the object, which is not the case here. What is the blank followed by?
Wow.
A particle,
Okay.
right? So, hi. Therefore, the answer is are. Are wa nan desu ka? Let me write the sentence down, the whole thing. So, are wa nan desu ka? This is the sentence, right? Are wa. Are immediately followed by the particle wa. Are wa nan desu ka? What is the meaning of the sentence, everyone? Are wa nan desu ka?
What is that?
What is
What
that?
is
What
that?
is that over there?
Over
right?
there.
So the object, where is it placed? Is it near the speaker, near the listener, away from both? Which is it?
Away from both.
Away from.
Away from both. All right. Hi. Okay, so that is the end of the review. So I know that these are new words that we are learning, and so it might take some time. But the idea, the concept itself is not so complicated. It's very easy. There's just one difference that you remember. If it's this, it's like this. If it's that, it's like that. Right? If it's a particle, you use the first set. If there's a noun after it, then you use the second set. Okay. So these are the two sets that we have done. You're not only surrounded by objects around you, right? You're also surrounded by places. You're also surrounded by people. So, how do you talk about the places around you? How do you look at a classroom and say, that is the classroom? How do you look at the restroom and say, the restroom is this way, or that is the restroom, this is the entrance, that over there is the library room? Okay? So it's not only for objects around us, you also need to be able to indicate and talk about the places around you. So that is what we're going to be seeing in the next set. Places. Okay. 1 second, let me just quickly reshare this. Hi. All right, so that is the third column that you see over here. Can you all read the words?
Coco,
Coco,
Hi.
Soko,
Asoko,
Asoko,
Doko.
and
Doko.
Yes. Koko, Soko, Asoko, and Doko. These are the 4 words. Okay. So the ko word is Koko. The so word is Soko. What you need to be careful about is the a word. It's not ako. It's asoko. It's like you add a R to the soko, right? Asoko. And the question word is doko. So this is one thing that we'll have to be careful about. Koko, soko, asoko. So when the speaker is indicating and talking about places that are close to him, maybe for instance, if the speaker is standing closer to the entrance of the classroom, then he'll say this. If the listener is standing near the entrance of the classroom, then the speaker will look at the classroom and say that classroom. And if the classroom is away a little further from both of them, from their positions, then you say Asokowa. That place over there is. Okay. So the words Koko, Soko, Asoko inherently have the meaning place in them. It's not just this, that over there. The meanings are this place, that place over there. So they have the meaning place in them. So you don't have to additionally use another word for place. Koko, Soko, Asoko is for places. And the meanings of these words are this place, Soko is that place, Asoko is that place over there, and Doko is which place, or the question word where. So let's look at some sentences. So once again, you will be constantly learning new words because to frame sentences, you need to know vocabulary. Okay. So the first sentence, this is the Japanese classroom. The word for classroom is, you can see over here. What is this?
Shisu.
Shitsu.
Shitsu.
Kyoshitsu. Okay, kyoshitsu. Hi, repeat after me. Kyoshitsu.
Kyoshitsu.
Hi. So you have kyo, elongation, shitsu, kyoshitsu. Now, how do you say Japanese classroom? It's a classroom, but it's a Japanese classroom. So you're giving the classroom the quality of Japanese. Right? How will you say that?
Nihongo no Kyoshitsu.
Kyoshitsu. Nihongo no kyoshitsu. Nihongo no kyoshitsu. Okay? Now the whole sentence. This is the Japanese classroom. Imagine yourself as the speaker and you're looking at a place, at a room that is next to you, right next to you, you're standing at the entrance, and you're saying, this is the Japanese classroom. As for this place, as for this, it is a Japanese classroom. So what is the word this?
Koko.
Koko. Koko wa Nihongo no kyoshitsu desu. Koko wa Nihongo no kyoshitsu desu. Alright. Now, there's a similar word that you can also remember if you want now. Kyokasho. Kyo, it's the same as this kyo, right? The meaning actually is the same. It means education. Kyokasho. Ka, shi, and a small yo without elongation. Sho, that's all, no elongation. The first kyo is elongated. Kyokasho. The meaning of kyokasho is textbook. In fact, in your textbooks, you have, it's written in kanji, so you might not be able to read it now, but it says Japanese textbook. This is the kanji for textbook on the extreme left of your textbook. Anyway, that's just information. Let's look at the next place. The word for bank. Bank is ginko. Ginko. Repeat after me. Ginko.
Jinko.
Ginkgo.
Hi. Ginko is bank. Now in this sentence, the bank is that place. What is the topic of this sentence?
That bank.
The bank. Bank is the topic. I'm talking about the bank and then I'm saying it's that place over there. As for the bank, it is that place over there. Okay, so ginko wa, close to the listener. What is the word? Place that is close to the listener.
Koko.
Soko. Soko.
Soko.
Toko.
What is the second word? Soko. Ginko wa soko desu. Alright, ginko wa soko desu. Alright, now here there's a conversation between A and B, two people, A and B. Now A is asking the question, where is the library? And B is responding to it saying, the library is that place over there. It's over there. How will you translate A's question? Where is the library? Let's first rephrase this question in terms of the topic. What is the topic of A's inquiry?
Where?
The topic of the inquiry? What?
Library.
The library.
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 As for the library, which place is it? As for the library, which place is it? Where is the library? Right? So, Toshokan is library. Toshokan wa doko desu ka? Toshokan. Toshokan is library. Toshokan wa, as for the library. Toshokan wa doko desu ka? Where is it? Doko is the last, the do word, the question word, which means which place or where. Doko desu ka? Which place is it or where is it? Okay. Toshokan wa doko desu ka? So B replies, the library is that place over there, which means the library room is away from A and B. So what is that sentence going to be like? As for the library. Hi. Sumimasen.
図書館は、
はい
私、ここです。
Asoko.
Oh.
sorry, ここです。
Asoko desu. Correct. Okay, the word is asoko. Toshokan wa asoko desu. Alright, now using the same pattern, I would like you to, I will just ask you to replace the place with something else, and I would like maybe two of you to have this conversation, be A and B, and give me the sentences. Okay, it's good practice, so please do volunteer. In place of Toshokan, let's say we are talking about Toire. Usually people want to know where the restrooms are, right? Toire.
So it's a katakana, means from toilet they have taken
Yes.
toire.
Yes, that's
Oh.
correct. It's from the word toilet. It comes from this, and then so you write it in katakana. But there's also a polite word. Let me also give that. Ote arai. That is also another word for toire. But this is more polite. You can guess that from the honorific particle at the front of the word, at the start of the word,
Oh.
right? O. O is the honorific particle. So, ote arai. Te means, does anybody remember what te means? What is te? I'm showing you what it is.
And
Hands, right? Hands. I might have quickly mentioned this when we were doing kana. So, te is hands. Arai means to wash. It comes from the word that means to wash. So, it's hand wash. It's a sort of a euphemistic way of saying, so it becomes, I told you when you're indirect as you can be, you're polite. So, ote arai is a very indirect way of referring to the washroom. And so it becomes a polite word for the washroom. Hi. All right. So even as a customer, if you use the word toire to, let's say, somebody at the restaurant, you want to know where the toire is. The person at the shop or the restaurant will always speak the polite word to the customer and say, ote arai wa. It's this way, it's that way. So let's talk about where the toire is. I would like one of you to volunteer and ask the question, where is the toire?
Toire wa doko desu ka?
Hi. Somebody else answer, Rima-san. You can use any word, right? You can, if you want it to be next to you, you can say koko. If you want it to be next to, let's say in this conversation, Rima-san is the listener. So next to her, then it will be soko. If it's away from both of you, it can be asoko. But I would like you to try. Think about the meanings. Put yourself in that situation. Imagine Rima-san is there asking you that question and you're answering her. How will it be? Anybody can volunteer.
トイレはそこ
Hi.
です。
Yes. Hi. Right? All right. Anybody else wants to give a different answer to Rima-san?
Would you add Rima-san to the beginning of the sentence? Rima-san wa, toire wa,
Rima-san,
asoko
it's not
desu?
required. You don't need to use Rima-san's name in this case. You don't need to use the listener's name in this case. You just simply say, the washroom is that place over there. So you say, toire wa asuko desu. Just a reply to her, that's all. So Rima-san, the name does not have to feature in this sentence, right? Not required. Unless, let's say, it's Rima-san's bag you're talking about, then you have to say, Rima-san no kaban wa. It's over here. It is this. Then you will use the listener's name or whoever's name, but in this sentence you don't. Hi. All right. So I hope the third set is also clear to some extent. Koko, soko, asoko, and doko. Right? Okay. The fourth set. What is the fourth set? Let's look at the last set. The last set is a sort of it's a very polite set. Very polite. Can you all read the words in the set? The first one.
Ashira.
Oshire.
Oshire. Oshire.
Kochira. Kochira. Okay. I was correcting somebody's work in Google Classroom. They made the understandable mistake. Chi and ra is very similar, right? It looks very similar. So please be careful here. Chi, this one is chi, and the second one here, the third word here, the third kana in this word is ra. Kochira. What's the next word?
Sochira.
Zochira. Zochira.
Sochira. Sochira. And the third word?
Achira.
Chira.
Achira.
Achira. And the last, the question word?
Dochira.
Dochira.
Dochira. Okay. So the fourth set has these four words. Kochira, Sochira, Achira, and Dochira. And how do you use it? You use it for three things, as you can see here. You use it for place. We saw that the third set is used for place, right? But the fourth set is also used for place. Additionally, it's also used to talk about direction, not just a place. That is the place. No, this way, go this way, go that way over there. It can also be used for direction. And thirdly, it's also used to talk about people around you. So suppose you want to introduce somebody who's standing next to you. You can refer to that person as Kochira. So these three sets inherently take the meanings this place, that place over there, or this way, that way over there, or this person, and that person over there. So contextually, you will be able to understand if Kochira, Sochira, Achira refers to place, direction, or people. Okay. The important thing,
Sensei.
yes.
So can we replace Soko, Asoko with Kochira?
Yes.
And okay.
Yes. You can replace Koko, Soko, Asoko with Kochira, Sochira, Achira. Koko, Soko, Asoko are already very polite terms, but Kochira, Sochira, Achira are just a little bit more polite than that. Okay. So using Koko, Soko, Asoko, the third set, is perfectly okay. Okay, you're not blundering or anything. It's perfectly all right. Hi.
Arigato.
Hi. So that is how it is. All right. And the last word, the fourth word, the question word, Dochira, takes the meanings which way or which place, and it is not used for people. The other three words, Kochira, Sochira, Achira, are used for people also. This person, that person over there, no problem. But the fourth set, Dochira, is not used for people. The question word is not used for people. So that's one thing that you'll have to remember. There's always one thing that you'll have to remember. With every rule, there'll be an exception. This applies to all of this, but it doesn't apply to this. Right? So that is something that you'll have to pay extra attention to. So let's look at a scenario where you're on the road and you're asking somebody, which way is the supermarket? Okay, which way is the supermarket? It's a normal question. If you are in a new place, you'll have a lot of questions about directions. So how do you ask anybody, which way do I go? Okay, as for the supermarket, which way is it? Very simple. You don't have to use any verb, nothing. How do I go? How do I come? No. Which way is it? As for the supermarket, which way is it? So A-san is asking that question. What is the word for supermarket? It's a katakana word, which
Supa.
means it's a hi. Hi, it's a borrowed word. Super. Okay. Super. Super wa. As for the supermarket, super wa. What is the question word? Which way?
Which is Dore?
Dochira.
Dochira.
This
Dochira.
Dochira.
Right? The
Okay.
question word is dochira. Dochira desu ka? Super wa dochira desu ka? Which way is the supermarket? Super wa dochira desu ka? So B responds. He shows the direction. Says it's that way over there. Okay, it's in a direction that goes away from both of them. So you use the A word achira. So how will you respond? It's that way over there. The supermarket is that way.
Supava, Achi,
Hi.
Achi,
Hi. Achira.
this
Correct.
way.
Achira desu. Super wa achira desu. Okay, so that's how this works. Now the other thing, another example.
Sumimasen Sensei, one question.
Yes.
The super, when you
Yes.
say why does the N come there after the sir? Is that to elongate the super?
So the word is supermarkets. You've taken the first part of the word super. Okay.
Okay.
And the way the Japanese have interpreted this sound is su is there, pa is there. The final ra is sort of treated as a silent sound. Because when you pronounce in English, you don't say super. The ra is not pronounced. Right? You just say supermarket. So to the ear, anybody who listens, you don't perceive the ra sound. So that is ignored in Japanese. So it becomes super. So the two sounds su and pa are elongated. That's how the word has
Okay.
come.
Arigato then.
Hi. So now a conversation between Mr. X and Mr. Y, X-san and Y-san. They're talking about byoing. Can you all read this word? Try and read it. Byoing. B and the
Byoing.
small yo. Hi. B and the small yo is byo. That is elongated with the u. So it's byo. Byo-in is hospital. Byo-in is hospital. Let me just write it here. So X-san wants to know the directions to the hospital. As for the hospital, which way is it? As for the hospital, which way is it? How do you ask that question, everybody?
Byoin wa
Hai. Byoin wa.
Byoin wa dochira desu ka?
Shira deska.
Desu ka?
Byoin wa dochira desu ka? Byoin wa dochira desu ka? Okay. So anybody wants to respond on your own? You can use any word, anything, this way, that way, over there, anything. The idea is to just speak the words.
Byoing wa.
Byoin wa.
Byoing wa.
Hai.
Kochira desu.
Hai. Kochira desu. Hai. Very good. Byoin wa kochira desu. Anybody else?
We can use Asoko also, right?
Asoko is also correct, yes. You can say Asoko or Achira. Achira is a little bit more polite than Asoko, right? The third set, you can say Asoko also to talk about a place that is away from speaker and listener. Achira is also used for places. They're both all right. But Achira is a little bit more polite. But it's fine, you can use both. Hi. Go ahead. Please give me that sentence with Asoko.
Byoin wa Asoko desu.
Byoin wa asoko desu. All right. Anybody else? One more person and then we can move on to the next.
Byoin wa achira desu.
Byoin wa achira desu. Yes. Hai. Byoin wa achira desu. It's that place over, or it's that way over there, or that place over there. Hai. Okay. All right. There was one sentence remaining. Byoin wa achira desu. And then there's further explanation to the location of the byoin. So what does this sentence read? What else is Y-san saying? Yes, please read this sentence, everyone. It's katakana. The word is restaurant. So how do you say restaurant in Japanese? Now can you try and read it?
Risutora.
No.
Restaurant. Okay. Restaurant. So together it's restaurant. Restaurant. Repeat after me. Restaurant.
Tutoran.
Restaurant.
Restaurant.
Okay, the final t sound is not there. Restauranto and all is not there. It's just restaurant. That's all. Restaurant no tonari desu. The meaning of the word tonari. Tonari is next to. Tonari is next to. So it is next to what? It is next to the restaurant. Okay. Restaurant no tonari desu. Will be-
Sumimasen Sensei, that
Yes.
the second word, could you
Yes,
please
tonari.
explain them? Yeah, tonari, what does it mean?
Tonari means next, next to. In English, it translates to next to. It's treated like a noun in Japanese. The rules are a bit different. Restaurant no tonari. So you can say that the byo in the hospital is next to the post office. You can say it's next to the school. You can say that it is next to the university. It could be next to anything, right? But the no gives that the quality. It's next to the restaurant. So restaurant no tonari desu. Next to the restaurant.
Arigato-san.
Hai.
So it's meaning hospital next to restaurant, right?
Yes. Yes. So Wai-san says, Byo in Vachira desu. The hospital is that place over there. Restaurant no tonari desu. It is next to the restaurant.
Okay.
Hai. Okay. A little bit more. This sentence over here. Sochira wa donata desu ka? We're going to be looking at another question word. So far, what are all the question words that we've seen from lesson 1? There was the question word for what, which is nani, right? Nan desu ka or nani. And then we saw dore, correct?
Dona.
Dore, dono.
Dono.
Then so we had doko.
Doko.
Doko, very good. And then we saw dochira, right? These are the 4 that we saw in this lesson. Now you have another word, which is the word for who. Who is it? Okay. Do you all remember the words for person?
Hito.
Hi. Hito and
Kata.
kata. Right? Hito is the plain word, right? I use the word plain to talk about words that are polite, but there is another word that is more polite. So let's call these words plain words. So hito is a plain word and kata is a polite word. So they both mean person, but this is the only difference. Similarly, the word for who, there are 2 words that mean who. One is donata and the other one is dare. Donata and dare. Don't confuse this with dore. Dore is different. It's which. This is dare. R sound. Dare. Who. Dare is the plain word. It is polite enough. Okay. But donata is the more polite word of the 2. So dare and donata. Donata is the more polite word. So how do you ask the question? The simple question. Who is it? Who is it?
Dare desu ka. Or
Dare desu ka or donata desu ka? Hai. Dare desu ka or donata desu ka? So here this sentence, what does this translate to? Sochira wa donata desu ka? What does it translate to?
As for that person.
Hai.
As for them, who is it?
As for that person, who is it? Sochira in this case, since the question word being used is donata, Sochira in this case refers to person. It doesn't refer to place. It doesn't refer to any direction. Okay, that is what I meant by context. In this context, Sochira translates to which person? That person. Because the following, the remaining part of the question indicates that it is about person. Sochira wa donata desu ka? So the speaker is looking at somebody standing next to the listener, pointing at them and saying, Sochira wa donata desu ka? Please tell me who is that person. Sochira wa donata desu ka? So in place of sochira, you can also use sono kata. Sono is the second set. Kata is the word for person. It's a noun. So sono is immediately followed by the noun kata. Right? Sono kata translates to that person. We saw this in the last class. So you can also replace sochira with sono kata and say, Sono kata wa donata desu ka? Sono kata wa donata desu ka? Similarly, kochira, when it is used to talk about people, this person, when it's translating to this person, it can also be replaced with kono kata. This person. Here you're using the fourth set, kochira, but you can also use the second set, kono, and immediately follow it with the noun kata, which means person. Kono kata wa Suzuki-san desu. Kochira wa Suzuki-san desu. So similarly, achira. Sochira is for sono kata, and achira can also be replaced with ano kata to refer to somebody who is away from both the speaker and listener. All right, when you're talking about people. Okay, sono kata wa donata desu ka? Sono kata wa donata desu ka? What does this sentence translate to? Sono kata.
As for them, who are they? Who is it?
Yeah, that person. Who is that person? As for that person, who is it? Who is that person? Sono kata wa donata desu ka? You can also replace sono kata with what other word to mean that person?
Sochira wa.
Sochira.
Sochira wa donata desu ka? Sochira wa donata desu ka? All right. What is the next sentence here?
Hano
Ano
Ano
kata
kata
wa
kata wa
Kata wa.
watashi no
watashi no
Watashi no.
tomodachi desu. Hai.
tomodachi desu.
Correct. Ano kata wa watashi no tomodachi desu. Ano kata wa watashi no tomodachi desu. What is the translation?
That person is my friend.
Yes, that person over there, right? I'm saying over there so you understand it's away from both speaker and listener, is my friend. Correct. Watashi no tomodachi desu. As for that person over there, watashi no tomodachi desu. Is there another way to say the same sentence? I've highlighted for hint.
Achira wa
Hai. Achira wa.
watashi no
Hai. Watashi no
tomodachi desu.
tomodachi desu. Hai. Achira wa watashi no tomodachi desu. So you can also replace ano kata with achira. Is this understood? The second set, ano kata,
Could you
and how it
explain
can be
the
replaced?
second set? I didn't understand the second set.
Okay. Let me just go back a little bit. When we looked at the second set, we saw that it has to be followed by the noun or the object, right? And we looked at the word for hito, kata, which means person. And we looked at these sentences. This person is my friend. So in this sentence, you have this immediately followed by the noun person. So this sentence will begin with kono kata. This person. Kono kata. So here you're making use of the second set, right? Kono, sono, ano. You're making use of the second set, following it with the noun kata to make this sentence. So here you're talking about somebody who's next to you, next to the speaker. So you're using the first word, which is kono. Kono kata wa. But now, we've also learned the fourth set, which can also be used for people. Okay. And if it's a person that is standing next to you, you will use the first word, kochira. Right? Hi, kochira. So, kochira also translates to this person next to the speaker. Kono kata also translates to this person next to the speaker. So it's interchangeable. You can either say kono kata or kochira. Similarly, you can say sono kata or sochira, or also for achira or anokata. Is that all right?
Arigato gozaimasu.
Hi. Okay. All right. So that is all of it. Let's just look at one more sentence. Donata is who. Donata is the more polite word. It means who. We also have the word dare, but donata is the more polite word. How do you say whose? Belongs to who? How do you change that? Donata no or dare no. Whose is it? Who does it belong to? Right? Whose is it? For example, let's look at a small example. What is the word for pencil?
Enpitsu.
Enpitsu.
Enpitsu. Now, I'd like all of you to think of this and translate. Enpitsu is pencil. Okay, so now this is the situation. There is a table. On top of the table, there's a pencil. We are in a classroom, and everybody is almost left. Somebody's forgotten the pencil. Okay, so you're looking at that pencil, and that pencil is next to Devi-san. So you and Devi are talking. You're engaging Devi in this conversation. You're telling Devi, whose is that pencil? You're asking her the question, whose is that pencil? Now, this is my sentence. Whose is that pencil? What is the topic of my sentence?
Enpitsu. And whose actually?
The sentence is, whose is that pencil? I
So-
want to know about, rephrase it in terms of as for, in terms of the topic.
Donatano
In
And-
English, first in English. So you don't, get confused. Whose is that pencil? As for that pencil, whose is it? Right? As for that pencil, whose is it? So now can you all try and translate? As for that pencil is the topic. I am asking about that pencil and I want to know whose it is, who it belongs to. Right? So the topic is that pencil. So now how will you translate that sentence? Think about it mentally. I also want you to start thinking on your own without any visual help.
Sono enpitsu wa dare no
Hai.
desu ka?
Correct. Sono enpitsu. Now in this sentence, that pencil, as for that pencil, that is immediately followed by the noun. So which set will you use?
Second.
Second set. Right? Now I told you that pencil is next to the listener, next to Devi-san. So which word will you use?
Sono.
Sono. The so word. Because the object that you're talking about is close to the listener. Sono enpitsu wa. As for that pencil. Sono enpitsu wa. Now you come to the actual question, belongs to who or whose is it? So you take the question word dare, add no to it. Dare no desu ka? Dare no desu ka? Or you can use the other word donata, add no to that and say donata no desu ka? Are you all able to see the sentence in your minds? Sono en pitsu wa dare no desu ka? Sono en pitsu wa donata no desu ka? Yeah. So here, the example I've given is, whose textbook is that? And that textbook is away from both the speaker of this question and the listener. So you know you have to use one of the R words because it's away from both. What is the word for textbook that we saw earlier?
Kyokansho.
Kyokasho.
Kyokasho. Kyokasho. It's highlighted here in red. Kyokasho. Whose textbook is that? So if you were to rephrase this in terms of the topic, it will be, as for that textbook, whose is it? As for that textbook, whose is it? So since it's away from both, that textbook will translate to Ano kyokasho. That is immediately followed by the noun textbook. So it's Ano kyokasho wa. Ano kyokasho wa. Whose is it? Donata no desu ka? Ano kyokasho wa donata no desu ka? Okay, just to practice this sentence, I would like you all to choose an object of your choice, an object that you know how to translate in Japanese. Have you all chosen something? We saw the example of textbook here. Earlier, I gave the example of enpitsu, which is pencil. You can choose any object of your choice. What do you know the words to in Japanese? Okay. Now, can anybody frame that sentence with that word of your choice and tell me the same sentence belongs to who? So in place of textbook, it can be any word of your choice, right? Can be whatever. You can also repeat anything that we have already done. It's okay.
Kaban, we use kaban.
Yes, Gurmurthy-san. Kaban. Hi, please go ahead.
Ano kaban wa
Hi.
dore no desu
Dare no.
ka? Dare no desu ka?
Correct. Sentence is perfectly right. Once again, can you repeat it, please?
Ano kaban wa
Hi. Ano kaban wa.
dare no desu ka?
Perfect. Ano kaban wa dare no desu ka? All right. Correct. So I would like one of you to tell me, Ano kaban. So is this bag, where is this bag? What is the position of this bag with respect to the speaker listener? In Gurumurthy-san's sentence.
It's away from both the speaker.
Yes. It is away from both the speaker and the listener because he used the word Ano kaban. Right? So in this case, Gurumurthy-san is the speaker and we are all listeners. Hypothetically, and he says Ano kaban, which means the bag in question is away from both the speaker and the listener. All right. Anybody else would like to try?
I can try.
Yes, Pranav-san, go ahead.
Ano kagi wa dare no
Hi.
desu ka?
Very good. Ano kagi wa dare no desu ka? Now, who can tell me what is the object that Pranav-san is indicating and talking about? He says, Pranav-san, once again, can you repeat the sentence?
Ano kagi wa dare
Hi.
no desu ka?
Hai. Ano kagi wa dare no desu ka? Hai. What is the object?
Key.
Key. Very good. Key. Kagi is key.
Key.
It appears in your exercises in the first lesson. Key. Kagi is key. Okay. Ano kagi wa dare no desu ka? As for those keys, as for that key, whose is it? Dare no desu ka? Whose is it? Anybody else? Any other object? Anybody else? Pradeep-san, would you like to try? Let's choose an object for Pradeep san. Can anybody volunteer an object? And
Phone.
he'll give us the sentence. Hi?
Phone.
Hone. Yes. Hone. What is hone, everyone?
Book.
Hone is book. Book. Correct. Yes, Pradeep san. Try this sentence. As for this book, whose is it? As for this book. This book. How do you say this book? This is immediately followed by the noun book. Hi, anybody can help Pradeep sir. No problem. This is an exercise for everybody.
Kono.
Kono,
Kono.
kono, right? You use the second set because it's immediately followed by the noun. Kono,
Yes.
honwa.
Konwa.
Konova hon.
Hi.
Konwa
Kono,
hon.
honwa. Whose is it?
Konwa.
Dare no desu ka or
Dare.
donata no desu ka?
Donata no desu ka?
Hi, let me type that sentence here below the Kyokasho sentence. Kono hon. That is the topic. After that, there is the topic marker wa. Right? You can't jumble this up. Right? Kono hon wa dare no desu ka? Or kono hon wa. What is the other word that you can use in place of dare?
Donata no
Very good.
desu ka?
Donata no desu ka? Dare no desu ka? Or donata no desu ka? The no is a particle that you add to make the word mean whose. Dare and donata are the words that mean who. All right, is this clear to everybody? I mean, is to some extent, are you all able to follow?
Yes.
Okay then. Let's go to the next. All right. So this is the Koso Ado. This is all there is to it. It takes a little bit of practice. You need to see a lot of sentences, read a lot of sentences with Koso Ado to get familiar with it. But the concepts themselves are not so difficult. Once you understand what the first set is for, what the second is for, what the third and the fourth is for, and then you start making sentences, you might make some mistakes with the order of it and what word must come. But once you understand it clearly, I don't think it should
Recorded.
be
So we
very
can go
difficult.
through them again, right?
Yes. Yes, Victor sir, I'm sorry, I didn't get the first part of your question.
I said that all these sessions are recorded, so we can go through them to revise.
Yes, of course. All of these are recorded. All of these are recorded. So you can definitely
Arigato,
go
madam.
through all of them again and use them for your revision, which is what I expect. In fact, after a particular class, I would like all of you to revise, go through whatever is done. Don't come back next class fresh without revising. Then it will seem like you will not be able to cope up or not cope, follow immediately with what is being done next. Once, if you can sit down for those 20 minutes, 30 minutes each class to do what has been done today, to do your exercises, it's homework that I will not keep repeating every class. It's just you have to do it.
So the exercises are given on the website. That's exercise 1, which we submitted for this
Yeah.
lesson.
Yes, those are what you have in your textbooks also. I would say do
Okay.
your textbooks first, and once you are able to do it, you can type them. Because if you directly type them, along with trying to figure out what the answers are, you might also face typing issue. It's two things at the same time. You may get very overwhelmed. So I would say open your textbooks, do
Right.
the exercises in your textbooks first. It also has Renshu. There's Renshu and exercise. So do both of them first. And then once you get the answers down on your textbook, you will be able to look at them and type. So that is just typing practice, right? So that way you will not make a lot of typing errors also. So you make sure your sentence, your grammar is right, and then you make sure your typing is right. So I would definitely want you all to do that in that order. I'll talk about the exercise a little bit more at the end of the class, because I will have to stress how important that is. Now we'll continue with the rest of the grammar. The thing is, in this, what we are doing in last class, today's class has the grammar for both lesson 2 and 3. It's not just lesson 2. All the grammar that we are seeing will be seeing. It's split into lesson 2 and lesson 3. For me, it's part of one thing. I would like to do it together. All right, so we're actually looking at both 2 and 3 now. So let's look at the next one. Just a few more things. Now, this is an example where Tanaka is introducing Raja. So you have Tanaka-san, and she's introducing her student Raja to somebody else. Okay, so imagine, we all must imagine we are Tanaka in order to think of what that sentence might be like. How will you introduce Raja to say, this person next to me is Raja? Yes, everybody. This person next to me is Raja. This person is Raja. What happened?
Kochirava.
Kochirava
Wow.
Hi.
Raja-san this.
Yes, this person next.
Rajiya-san. If we break it,
Raja.
then it's Rajiya.
This is a small ya, so you will not say the ya, right? Ja, Raja.
Raja. Okay.
Yes.
Raja.
Kochirava Raja-san desu. Okay, and then you proceed to talk a little bit about Raja-san. What is Raja-san? Who is he?
Sumimasen, Sensei. Sorry to
Yes,
interrupt.
Sumimasen. Hi.
I have a lot of confusion with ha and va. The both sounds are same for ha also and va also. Like
Yes,
in
it is the same
Kochirava.
kana that you use. In this case, in this sentence, the ha is used as a kana, right? It comes after a word, before another word. When you have anything in between two words, it is a particle. And so far we have learned topic marker. We have not seen a lot of other particles. Mostly we'll see sentences beginning with topics for some time now. So here, this kana, as a kana it is ha, but actually functions as a particle, so its pronunciation is wa. Iriska comes at the end of the word. So usually it is, you can understand that it is the particle.
But when you type
And
it, you still have to type ha, right? Because
when you
otherwise it
type
won't
it, you
convert.
have to type. Yes, yes. You have to type HA. So I will type, to type Kochirava, I will type KOCHIRAHA for the particle va. Because
Right.
the computer doesn't know Japanese. It can't translate. It won't know that the va there, it is supposed to be the kana ha. So, hi. So you will have to type the kana ha. Even you know that it is a particle. So you know how it works, right?
So there is no such word called Kochiraha. It is always be Kochirava.
Correct.
Okay. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Hi, because kochira is a word. A particle is merely something that you add to the word. It is not part of the word. Kochira is a word and it has a meaning. There is no other word like kochira ha or kochira wa. The wa here is a particle that you add to the word. Okay. So she says kochira wa Raja-san desu, and then she further says, what does she say? Raja-san wa. Can you all read with me? Hi. Nihongo no gakusei desu.
Gakusei.
Gakusei desu.
Right? So she says Raja-san is a Japanese language student. Raja-san wa Nihongo no gakusei desu. That is introduction of Raja. Then she looks at Ashok and she introduces Ashok. So what does she say?
Kochirava
Hi.
Kochirava.
is from
Ashok-san desu. Okay, and then?
is from
Saying,
from
Ashok-san
wa
mo
Nihongo no gakusei desu.
Okay, Ashok-san mo Nihongo no gakusei desu. So first she says, Kochira wa Raja-san desu. Raja-san wa Nihongo no gakusei desu. Next, Kochira wa Ashok-san desu. Ashok-san mo Nihongo no gakusei desu. So what can you understand? What do you think
He is
mo means?
also. He is
Also.
also a student.
Correct, correct. So mo is the new particle that we are doing now. So mo takes the meaning also, even, you can see it here. Okay. So here in this sentence, when she says Ashok-san mo, she's saying Ashok-san is also. So this is the reference. Raja-san is a Japanese language student, is a reference. Then she says Ashok-san is also a Japanese language student. So Ashok-san also, even Ashok-san. So Ashok-san takes the particle mo, which means also or even. Okay, so mo means also, even. So now let's look at this sentence. Raja-san wa Nihongo no gakusei desu. Ashok-san mo Nihongo no gakusei desu. Now, if you were to put this in one sentence, what is the most efficient way of saying Raja is a Japanese language student, Ashok is also a Japanese language student? The efficient way of saying this will be in English.
Raja and Ashok are both
Yes.
Japanese.
Right? Raja and Ashok are Japanese language students. In one sentence, it's done. Raja and Ashok are Japanese language students. So Raja-san and Ashok. And in Japanese is the particle to. Between two nouns, in one sentence, you have many words. So in one sentence, between two nouns, in this case, Raja is a noun, Ashok is a noun. So between these two nouns, when you have and, in Japanese, you have to. Raja-san and Ashok-san are Japanese language students. Now, using the particle to, can you all try and translate this sentence in Japanese? I would like everybody to try. You have all the elements there. You just have to put it in a sentence.
Raja-san wa
Raja-san.
to
Raja-san
Ashok
Hi.
san
wa
Hi.
Nihongo no gakusei desu.
Gakusei desu.
Hi. Perfect. Raja-san to Ashok-san wa. Because in this sentence, Raja and Ashok are the topic, right?
Ma'am, that Raja-san to and so use the to at the Raja.
Raja-san to Ashok-san. Between the nouns, you will use to. Just like
Okay.
here in English, Raja and Ashok. Raja-san to Ashok-san.
So if you had to say it, would it be Raja-san wa? So it's not correct, right? It will be Raja-san to
Right. It'll be
Ashok-san wa.
Raja-san to Ashok-san wa. Yes, because in this sentence, when you put Raja and Ashok together, the speaker is talking about both Raja and Ashok. So the topic of this sentence is Raja-san and Ashok-san.
Others, you normally told us to use the san after the name. So that's why I'm asking that when you have two names in one sentence and you
Yeah.
want to co-join them, you'll have to use the to because you're talking about now two names.
Yes, you're talking about two names, two nouns. Therefore, between the nouns, you have to join them using the particle to in Japanese to mean and.
Yes, but it won't be Raja-san to Ashok-san wa, correct? It will be
It will be
Raja-san.
Raja-san. It will be Raja-san to
Uh,
Ashok-san wa.
Could you repeat the sentence for me again, please?
The sentence in Japanese?
Yes, the correct sentence in Japanese.
All right. The correct sentence in Japanese is Raja-san to Ashok-san wa Nihongo no gakusei desu.
Thank you.
Hi. Raja-san to Ashok-san wa. So in this sentence, Raja and Ashok are the topic. Tanaka sensei is talking about both Raja and Ashok. And then she proceeds to say they are Japanese language students. So they are both the topic of the sentence. Right? And then wa. In this sentence right here on top, Raja-san wa Nihongo no gakusei desu. Here she only talks about Raja-san and that he is a Japanese language student. So after Raja-san, you have the topic marker. But in this sentence, she talks about both Raja-san and Ashok-san being Japanese language students. So after Raja-san to Ashok-san, you have the topic marker wa. All right. Okay, so these are the two particles. One is the particle mo, which means even or also. And the next is the particle to, which is and. In a sentence, you can use to mean and between two nouns. All right. So these are the possible ways in which you can communicate that sentence. One is by making it two different sentences and saying Raja-san wa Nihongo no gakusei desu. And then you say Ashok-san mo Nihongo no gakusei desu. That is one way to do it. The other way to do it will be Raja-san to Ashok-san wa Nihongo no gakusei desu. Raja-san to Ashok-san wa Nihongo no gakusei desu. This is what we saw, right? To between two nouns. The other thing will be to use mo twice, to use the word also, for instance, twice. You don't do that in English, but it is all right to do it in Japanese. So you can say Raja-san mo, Ashok-san mo, Nihongo no gakusei desu. Raja-san mo, Ashok-san mo, Nihongo no gakusei desu is also fine in Japanese. There are other ways also to say it. Maybe you will encounter this in your exercise. When you do, please make a note of it and we will do it in class, in the next class. I'll address that in the next class. But these are the three types of sentences I would like you to remember for now. How do you talk about this in different ways? All right. Okay, there's also one more sentence. Maybe you can include that. It will be easy at the time of doing your exercise. It's here. It's Raja-san to Ashok-san mo Nihongo no gakusei desu. So instead of using wa, you can say Raja and Ashok is also. Okay. So in this sentence, it is Raja and Ashok are Japanese language students. In the last sentence, it is Raja and Ashok is also Japanese language students. So this is something that is very different, right? The last two types of sentences, you don't usually communicate like that in English. That will be not correct grammar in English. But in Japanese, it is fine. The particles to and mo can come together. It's fine. All right. Okay, now conjunction. So far, we've been looking at independent sentences. One sentence, full stop. Another sentence, full stop. Okay. Like you say, Watashi wa name Kritika desu. And then you say, Watashi wa Nihongo no gakusei desu or Nihongo no sensei desu. And then the next sentence you say, Watashi wa Indojin desu. Okay. So how do I combine these sentences together? Combining sentences together. You can combine two sentences to make one sentence. So instead of me saying, I am a Japanese language teacher, and then saying, I am an Indian, I can combine it together to say, I am a Japanese language teacher and an Indian. Right? That is more efficient. So that is what we're going to be seeing now. How do you combine sentences? How do you combine two sentences in Japanese to make one? A is X and Y. Okay. For example, you want to say A is X. One second. Hi. A We type it below this. Sorry. Hi. A is X, full stop. A is Y. This is what we've been seeing so far. Right? Same person with one quality X, the quality of being a Japanese language student, that is one quality X. And then the same person with another quality Y, for instance, being an Indian nationality. Okay, now you can combine these two into one sentence to make A is X and Y. In English, you simply use the word and. In Japanese, it's not like that. It's not, you don't use the particle and between sentences. That's why I said within one sentence, you can use the particle to between two nouns to mean and. But you can't use it between two sentences. If one sentence gets, so you can't combine two sentences with one particle. To. That's not correct. So it's important to remember that within a sentence, you can use a particle to. So what happens? How do you combine two sentences together? So let's take this example. Raja is an Indian and he's a Japanese language student. So now let's make these two sentences the way we know how. Can you all give me these two sentences? These are simple back to basic sentences.
Raja-san
Raja-san wa Indojin
Indojin.
Hi, correct. Indojin des. Next sentence.
Raja-san wa
Raja-san
Nihongo no
Nihongo no
No,
Yes.
Gakusei
Gakusei
desu.
desu. Okay, now to make these two sentences one, you look at the end of the first sentence, remove the full stop. It ends with desu, right? It ends with desu. You remove the full stop. You remove the su also in this. You're left with de. You stop there. You pause there. So when you pause, it means there's a comma. And that's all. Just the de functions as a conjunction. So between two sentences, it performs the function of a conjunction. It joins, it combines, it takes the meaning and in English between two sentences. So the whole sentence will read, Raja-san wa Indojin de. Is it necessary to repeat Raja-san's name again in the same sentence? No.
No.
Right? So you strike that because now the sentence ends here. Raja-san wa Indojin de Nihongo no gakusei desu. Now can I have all of you say this sentence together?
Raja-san
Raja-san
wa
wa
Indojin desu.
Indojin
De Nihongo
Nihongo
no
no
Gakusei
Gakusei
desu.
desu.
Yes. Okay. Raja-san wa Indojin de Nihongo no gakusei desu. So this is one person, Raja-san, having two qualities, being an Indian and being a Japanese language student. Let's look at more such examples. Now let's take the sentence where one person has one quality, another person has another quality. A is X, B is Y. For instance, Raja is a Japanese language student. Tanaka is a Japanese language teacher. Using the same technique, can I have all of you attempt this sentence and combine it also? Give me the answer directly. Raja is a Japanese
Raja-san.
language student and Tanaka is a teacher. Hi, go ahead.
Raja-san wa
Raja-san
Nihongo
Hi.
no
Hi.
gakusei
Gakusei de
de
Hi.
Tanaka-san wa
Tanaka-san wa
Nihongo no
Nihongo no
sensei
sensei desu.
desu.
Yes. Raja-san wa Nihongo no gakusei de, Tanaka-san wa Nihongo no sensei desu. Here, you will have to give both their names because you're changing the topic in both the sentences. First, you're talking about Raja-san and then changes to Tanaka-san. Okay, so the names are, of course, mentioned. All right, another example. New words now. Company employee. Let's look at the words for it first. A company employee. Anybody is employed in any company. The word for company employee is kaisha-in. Kaisha-in. All right, kaisha. Kaisha means company. You can see it over here. Kaisha means company. And in is a suffix that you use to mean employee. Employee of a company, employee of a bank, employee of a railway station, employee of the post office. So for all of these words, you add the suffix in to mean employee at that place. So we all know the word for bank. What is the word for bank? We looked at it today.
Ginkgo.
Ginkgo. Very good. Ginkgo, right? Gi-in-ko elongation. So how do you say a bank employee?
Inco-in.
Very good. That's all. Ginkgo-in. Similarly, kaisha is company. So company employee is, what is the word?
Kaisha-in.
Very good. Kaisha-in. All right. So Devi is a company employee. Now, the word for exchange student, a student who goes abroad to study, exchange student, the word is, hi, what is this?
Ryu.
Ryu
Ryugakuse. Gakuse.
Hi. This is Gakuse. All right. It's Ryugakuse. Ri and a small u is
Ryugakuse.
Ryu. Elongated. Hi. Ryugakuse. All right. So now, what is the sentence like? Devi is a company employee and Hayashi is an exchange student. Can you all give me the sentence with the conjunction?
Devi-san wa kaisha-in de.
Hi.
Hayashi-san wa Ryugakuse desu.
Hi. That was one person's voice I heard, Rima-san. What about the rest of you? Everybody together. Once again.
Devi-san wa
Hi.
Kaisha-in
Kaisha-in de
Hayashi-san wa
Hi.
Hayashi-san
Ryugakuse desu.
Hi.
Ryugakuse desu.
Hi. Hi. That was still not all of you, but okay. Devi-san wa kaisha-in de Hayashi-san wa ryugakuse desu. These are new words, right? You're learning them just now, so I understand if you take some time to figure it out, how to pronounce it. Kaisha-in, ryugakuse. All right, you can make a note of that. Okay, now a step up. Now you're looking at two people having one quality, two other people having a different quality, right? Previously, it was one person having one quality, another person having another quality. Now you have A and B having the quality X, and two other people, C and D, having the quality Y. Now here, within a sentence, this is within a sentence, between A and B, you can use the particle to mean and. Again, between C and D, you can use the particle to for and. So Raja and Devi are Indians. Tanaka and Hayashi are Japanese. So between Raja and Devi, how do you say and?
To.
To.
To. Hi. Hi. Between Tanaka and Hayashi?
To.
To. Once again, it is to. Okay, but between sentences, you can't use to. You use the conjunction they. All right, now can you all try? Hi. Can you all try this sentence? Words are all familiar. Simple sentences. The idea is you put them together.
Raja-san
to
to
Devi-san
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 wa
wa
Hi.
Indojin.
Indojin.
Day.
De.
Hi.
Tanaka-san.
Tanaka-san. So,
Yes.
Hayashi-san wa
Hi.
Nihongo no.
Nihonjin
Nihonjin desu. Correct.
Hi. Nihonjin desu. They are Japanese. Indojin, Nihonjin. Very good. Hi. Arigatou gozaimasu. All right. So this is all. I just wanted to give you different sentences to combine. But this is the idea. First sentence, you don't finish it with desu, you remove the su, right? And then you pause there. So there's a comma. They is the conjunction. All right. So this is all. This is all the grammar that you have. Now let's quickly look at the second lesson. Can you all open your textbooks to page number 14? I'll share the PDF also. Hi. Okay. Should I increase the size? Yeah, maybe. Is this better? Is it okay?
Yes.
Hi. Okay. You can also look into your textbooks. This is just, so all of us can follow together. Hi. What is the name of the lesson? It is Nika, right? Nika is lesson 2. What is the name of the lesson inside the bracket?
Donata
Desu ka?
Yes.
desu.
Donata desu ka? Donata desu ka? Okay. All right. Donata desu ka? Okay. So once again, the sentences that you have inside the box, I will read it. I will read them all once. It's just to quickly review whatever we did in class today and in the last class. These are all sentences we are familiar with now because we have done the grammar. So I'm going to read them all once before we go to the lesson. Kochira wa Ashok-san desu. Ashok-san mo Nihongo no gakusei desu. Ashok-san to Devi-san wa kaishain desu. Hayashi-san wa Nihonjin de ryugakusei desu. Sensei wa Nihonjin de gakusei wa Indojin desu. Yes? All find it familiar? It's what we did right minutes ago.
Yes, it is familiar, but a little slower would be
Yeah.
better because
I
it's
did
really
it fast. Yeah, because we will be seeing all of these sentences in the lesson and I will be explaining them slower then. This is just, I was just reading so you can all quickly recall. The grammar points are all underlined. So that is the grammar that we have done. So now let's look at all of the sentences in the lesson. And I will do this slowly. Hi, together we'll read all the sentences together. What does Devi say?
Sensei, konnichiwa.
Hi, Sensei, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Okay, so Devi is looking at Tanaka Sensei and says, Sensei, konnichiwa. The Sensei, what does she say?
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa
Hi.
Sochirawa.
to
Sochirawa. Donata.
Hi.
Donata desu ka?
Desu ka?
Yes. Sochirawa donata desu ka? Okay. So you have to always imagine the scenario. Tanaka is there. Okay. And then Devi is there. Okay. Devi wishes Tanaka konnichiwa. Now Tanaka responds. She says konnichiwa. And then she asks the question, Sochira wa donata desu ka? What is the translation of that sentence? Sochira wa donata desu ka? What is the meaning of donata?
Who are you?
Who is that?
Who
Is it? Who is
Sorry,
that person?
person?
Sochira translates to that person. So you can understand from the sentence that there is somebody standing next to Devi. So Tanaka looks at that person and refers to them as Sochira. that person next to you. What is the other way to say Sochira? Quickly, shall we recall? Sochira, or you can use the second set and say that person. How do you say that person?
Sono.
Sono kata. Very good. Sono plus noun. Right? Sono plus the noun. Sono kata. Okay. So Tanaka says, Sochira wa donata desu ka? As for that person, who is it? Donata desu ka? What does baby say?
Kochira wa Ashoku san desu.
Ashok-san
Ashok-san
desu.
desu.
This. Yeah.
Yes. Kochira wa Ashoku-san desu. So when Devi refers to the person next to her, she says, Kochira, this
Kochira.
person. Or kono kata is also fine. Right? Please do remember, try to register this. Kochira wa Ashoku-san desu. This person is Ashok-san. Now, Ashok, for the very first time, Ashok is speaking. He is introducing himself to Tanaka sensei. So, what does he say? Can everybody read his dialogue?
Hajime mashite.
Hi.
Hajime mashite.
Yes, hajime mashite. Very good. It's my first time meeting you.
Ashoku desu.
Yes.
Yes.
Ashoku desu.
Yes. Next.
Dozo yoroshiku.
Dozo
Doso
Dozo.
yoroshiku yoroshiku
Yoroshiku onegai shimasu.
onegai shimasu.
Gaishimasu.
Okay. So Ashok says, Hajime mashite, Ashok desu. So very simply, succinctly, Ashok desu. You can say Watashi wa Ashok desu. You can say Watashi no namae wa Ashok desu. He simply says Ashok desu. It's Ashok. Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Please take care of me. Okay. Treat me well. I am in your hands. Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Now Tanaka responds to his greeting, his introduction. What does she say?
Hajime
Hajime
mashite,
Hajime
Ashok-san.
mash.
Okay.
Tanaka-san.
Ashok-san
no
mo Nihongo no gakusei desu ka?
desu ka?
Hi. Yes. So in response to Hajime mashite, Tanaka sensei also acknowledges that it is their first time meeting. She also says it back. Right? She also says Hajime mashite back. And then she asks him a question. Ashok-san mo. What is mo? Also.
Also.
Hi. Ashok-san mo Nihongo no gakusei desu ka? So she knows Devi is a Japanese language student, Raja is a Japanese language student. So she directly asks him, Ashok-san mo Nihongo no gakusei desu ka? Now you might find this sentence a bit weird because here Tanaka is speaking to Ashok. And instead of saying, are you also, she says, are Ashok also? Is Ashok also? Are Ashok also? However, it doesn't translate well in English, but she uses that person's name itself while talking to them. Okay, because I told you in Japanese saying you, saying anata is disrespectful. So in place of saying anata, if you know that person's name, you will use that person's name. It's perfectly appropriate. In English, it doesn't sound too well. You don't use that person's name while you're talking to them, right? You say you. But here, because saying anata too much can be considered impolite, she uses that person's name and says, Ashok-san mo, are you also? Ashok-san, are you also? Ashok-san mo Nihongo no gakusei desu ka? Are you also a Japanese language student? Okay, is this fine? Now, what does Ashok respond to that question? Hi, please read his dialogue.
Hi.
Hi.
So desu
Hi.
Oh, this.
Devi san
Devi Santo
Hi.
ona
Onaji
Hi.
kai
Kaishi
Kaish
kaisha desu.
Yes.
Kaisha
Kaisha desu. Hi. Okay. Hi. Arigatou gozaimasu. Ashok says, Hi. So desu. Hi. So desu. All right. So, hi is yes. So, this is an expression that you will hear very commonly. It will follow hi. So, this is the same meaning as hi. Translates to that is so. What you're saying is correct. Yes, that is true. That is so. So, this, it's like saying hi twice. Hi, hi. Right? Reinforcing that what that person is saying is correct. So, this. Now, can you all tell me what will the question be? Is that so? That is so this. The question form, is that so? What will that be?
So
Take a
desu ka?
guess.
So
Correct.
desu ka.
So desu ka? Correct. So desu ka? Hai, so desu. Positive. So desu ka? Add a ka and it becomes a question. All right, anyway, back to Ashok's dialogue. He says, yes, that's correct. I am also a Japanese language student, right? Inferred. Next, he says, Debi-san to onaji kaisha desu. Debi-san to onaji. Onaji means same. Kaisha is, we saw earlier, company. Debi-san to onaji kaisha. This sentence is actually supposed to be Debi-san to watashi wa onaji kaisha desu. Onaji kaisha desu. So it's Devi-san to watashi wa. Devi-san and I. Devi and I are the same company.
So Onaji is the same, ma'am.
Yes, onaji is same. Okay, this sentence is originally supposed to be like this, but you'll find in Japanese there are certain quirky things that you'll have to remember. Watashi is eliminated because it is understood that it is also him. It's kind of understood. So wherever you have onaji in the sentence, you'll find this format being used. Devi-san to, the I part is eliminated because he is talking about himself. So Devi-san to onaji kaisha desu. That is how that sentence is. Okay. Devi-san to onaji kaisha desu. So Tanaka says, this there's and another it's an exclamation. Right? We also do a lot of this. It doesn't mean anything. They're just sounds that you utter in conversation. So desu ka. So here is that question. So desu ka. What is the meaning of so desu ka?
Is it so?
Is that so? Right. It's not an actual question in this case. She's not expecting a response. It's just an exclamation. Oh, is that so? I see. Like that. So desu ka. Okay, so it's the first part of the lesson, all right? Shall we go to the next part? I'm going to erase the writings. Is that all right? So I
Yes,
can
ma'am.
scroll down. Hi. So the next part of the conversation, you will find it's just Ashok and Devi talking to each other. From the conversation, you'll slowly understand that they are in a room that's full of people. Okay? And Ashok is asking a lot of questions to Devi because he is new there. So Ashok says, what does Ashok say?
Devi-san
Devi-san.
Yes.
Devi-san.
ano
Katawa.
kata wa
Donata desu ka.
Hi.
Donata desu ka.
dona.
Yes. Donata desu ka? Donata desu ka? So here you will find Ashok, right? And Devi are standing together. This is how they are. And there are other people around the room, right? So now Ashok calls to Devi. He says, Devi-san, Anokata. What does Anokata translate to? Anokata.
Who is that person?
That person over there. Ano is the second set, followed immediately by the noun person. Anokata. You can also replace Anokata with Achira. Right? Achira can also mean that person over there. So since it's the R word, we know that the person Ashok is pointing out to is somebody who's away from Devi and Ashok, away from the speaker and the listener. Alright? Anokata wa donata desu ka? Ashok is asking. So there are a lot of people. Devi doesn't know who he is pointing to. So what does she ask him back?
Dono
Dono
kata
kata
desu ka?
desu ka?
Hi, dono kata desu ka? Because there are a lot of people, right? Dono kata. What does dono kata mean?
Which?
Dono is which.
Person. Which person?
Which person? So since which is followed by the noun person, you use the second set again. Dono kata desu ka? Dono kata desu ka? Which person are you asking about? So now Ashok is explaining which person he is pointing to. So can we read that?
Tana
Naka
ka
sensei.
Naka sensei no
se
Hi.
no
Tono Rino
dona
Rino.
Tonari no tonari.
otoko no
O
Otoi
ito desu.
no Hito
Hito
desu.
Hi. Hi.
To
Otoko no hito desu.
desu.
Okay, all right. Well done, everyone. Now there are two things. The word, do you all remember the word for female, right? From our, second class or so? First or second class?
Una
Onna.
Onna.
unaka.
Hi. Oh, onna,
Onna.
onna. Very good. Onna is female and otoko is male. Onna is female. Otoko is male. I hope you're all able to read my writing. In case you can't, please do ask me. Onna and otoko. Okay. Now these are just female and male. Now to refer to a man, the word is actually male person. A person who is male. The person in Japanese is hito. So onna no hito. Otoko no hito. So this is man, this is woman. Okay? A person who is female. Similarly, a person who is male. That is what this no does. Right? It gives the next noun the quality of the previous noun. So it's a person who is a female. A person who is a male. So the word for man in Japanese is, oh, I'm so sorry, I switched it up. Onna no hito is woman on the top. Otoko no hito at the bottom is man. Please make that change. Onna no hito on the top is woman. Otoko no hito on the bottom is man.
So what does this line mean actually, Sana?
I'll come to the
Okay.
I will come to the line, but I'll first finish explaining this expression. Onna no hito is the word for woman, and otoko no hito is the word for man. All right. Now, can I have everybody say this? What is the word for man in Japanese?
Otoko.
No.
Otoko hito.
Otoko no hito. Otoko no hito, the whole thing. That's what I just said. Otoko no hito. What is the word for woman?
Onna.
Onna.
Ono to
Onna no hito.
no
do
ito.
to.
Yes. Remember, onna is female, otoko is male. The no is very important to connect the two words. The full thing is what makes the word for man and woman. Once more, what is the word for woman?
Onna no hito.
Onna no ito.
Hai. The whole
Onna
thing,
no
right?
hito.
Onna no hito. What is the word for man?
Otoko no ito.
Otoko no.
Otoko no hito. All right. Now that is what you find here. Otoko no hito. Man. Tonari is next. Tanaka sensei no tonari. So this is kind of split. Okay. Tanaka sensei no tonari no otoko no hito. Let's look at this together. The person next to Tanaka sensei. Okay. So this no is sort of combines this and this together. It's the man next to Tanaka sensei. Tanaka sensei no tonari no otoko no hito. So there are a lot of no's here. Tanaka sensei no tonari no otoko no hito desu. The man next to Tanaka sensei. All right, let's look at the next dialogue. What does Devi say? Who is that man? What does she say he is?
Ano katawa Hayashi
Hai.
san.
No katawa
Hayashi-san de.
Hayashi-san de
Yes.
No.
Tanaka sensei no
Sensei no.
Hai.
Oto
Ono to.
Otoma Otomo
Ono
O tomodachi
Ono.
desu.
to.
mo
Okay. O
Ono.
tomodachi. O tomodachi desu. Okay.
Otomodachi.
Dachi no.
Yes. So here it is actually, this sentence is like this. It is one person having two qualities. A is X and Y. It's that kind of a pattern. So she is referring to that man again, saying, Ano kata wa. So she gets who Ashok is pointing to. She says, that person. Ano kata wa. Now two qualities. One is his name, Hayashi-san. Hayashi is his name, right? Hayashi-san de. And the second one is his relation to Tanaka sensei. Let's just say relation. So these are the two qualities to that person. So ano kata wa Hayashi-san de Tanaka sensei no otomodachi desu. One person, two qualities, right? That is that sentence. Ano kata wa Hayashi-san. That person is Hayashi-san and he is Tanaka sensei's otomodachi. Tomodachi is the word for friend, but here there is additional respect. There is this honorific particle before it, otomodachi, because he is a teacher's friend. Tanaka sensei no otomodachi. All right, so I'll read that sentence again. Ano kata wa Hayashi-san de Tanaka sensei no otomodachi desu. What does Ashok say next?
Ano
Kata mo
kata mo
Hai.
Anakata
Nihongo no
Hai.
sensei desu ka.
desu ka?
Hai. Ano kata mo, is that person also? Ano kata mo Nihongo no sensei desu ka? Is that person also a Japanese language teacher like Tanaka sensei? Ano kata mo. To that, what does Devi say?
Iie.
Iie.
Ie.
Chigai
Chigai mashi. Chigai mashi.
masu. Hai. Chigai masu.
Ryu
Hai
Ryugakuse
Gakuse
desu.
desu.
desu. Yes. Okay. Chigaimasu, ryugakusei desu. Chigaimasu is different. No, you're wrong. When somebody says something that is not correct, then you say, Iie, chigaimasu. Chigaimasu is the truth is different from what you're saying. Chigaimasu is different. It is to say you're wrong. But saying you're wrong is like very rude and very direct and rude. So you don't say that. It's like, Hai, so desu. Yes, that is so, right? Iie chigaimasu is the opposite. No, that's different. No, it's different. He is not a Japanese language teacher. It's different. What is he?
Ryugakuse.
Hi. What is Ryugakuse?
Exchange.
Exchange.
program.
Exchange student. A student who has come to study abroad. Hayashi-san is a student who has come to study here. Okay, he is not a
But he
teacher.
is also Tanaka sensei's friend.
Yes, but he is also Tanaka sensei's friend. Okay, they know each other.
Shamimasen-sensei, can
Hi.
you repeat the second word again?
The second word is Ryugakusei.
Apologies, ma'am. The second word from the left-hand side of the dialogue.
Chigaimasu.
Okay, and that means
Chigaimasu means different.
arigato gozaimasu.
Chigaimasu. Hi. So now Ashok finally says, Ah, so desu ka. You'll find a lot of these exclamations. Ah, oh, is that so? So desu ka. And then what does he finally say?
Domo.
Domo.
Arigato
Domo arigato
gozaimasu.
gozaimasu.
Mashita. Mashita. Mashita is just past tense. Don't worry about it too much. Mashita is past tense. He's thanking Devi for all the conversation or for all the answers that she's given him. It's in the past. Even one sentence I've uttered in the past is in the past, right? 1 minute ago is also in the past. So, domo is itself thank you. Is the sentiment of the word domo is thanks. So when you say domo and the full expression together, it's like you're thanking them very deeply. It's like saying thank you very much. So it's like saying thank you twice. Okay, thanks very much. Okay. So that is the end of the second lesson. I would have liked to have done the third lesson as well, but I'm going to give you all homework, which is to read the third lesson. Okay? And record it and send it to me. I'm going to spend tomorrow listening to you all speak Japanese. So I'll give the deadline tomorrow, right? By evening tomorrow, if you can send it to me, it'll be great. But I don't simply want you to read and send it. I want you also to please go through all the grammar that we have done, right? So when you come back on Wednesday, none of this is fresh because I don't want to explain from scratch again because it'll take up a lot of time. We've done quite a bit of grammar. I want you all to go through this. It doesn't matter. You can use your recorded class videos to study, your notes to study, whatever. All right. But please do the grammar for lesson 2 and 3, which means you will also be doing exercises, right? Renshu and exercises. Do like I tell you, attempt them, write the answers in your textbook for both Renshu and exercise. All right. And then type the answers in your student login and send it. All of you, I would like to see your exercises online also. Once
Page
you
number
do the
20. Page number 20.
exercises of lesson 2 and 3 is 17, 18, 19, and 23, 24, 25. I think so. In my textbook, it is 17, 18, 19, 23, 24, 25. It might change. It's the portion after your lessons where it says Renshu and exercises. Okay, so I'll please do that. I have created a sort of let me just quickly show this to you. In Google Classroom, I have created a topic saying textbook exercises. You don't have to submit anything here. I've created the folder for lesson 1. All you have to do is, once you do the exercises in your textbook and finish typing it in student profile and sending it, once that is done after each lesson, please come here and mark as done. Just mark it as done. So to me, it will show that you have turned in the exercise. I need to know that you've all done the exercise. So please, it's like informing me that you have done it. So I will check that to see how many of you have done it.
Ma'am, can you just say where to mark it again?
Once you click on this, there'll be a place, it will show in your student classroom. It will show that, you can mark as done. There will be a portion that says mark as done. So one of you, I think Pranav-san has submitted his work. That's great. You don't have to submit it. I want you to do it and just let me know. But you'll have to submit the work in your student profile. Type it and submit it. Okay?
Are we supposed to do exercise 1? Because there's the exercise 1 is also online. So you had told us to
Yes.
do exercise 1 and we submitted that online.
Yeah, that you'll have to submit online. But if you've already done the exercise in your textbook, it's fine. If you've not done it, please do it. So first, I would like you all to do the exercises in your textbook. It's the same exercise that you have online. You actually have 2 parts. You have Renshu, which is practice, and exercise. The exercise portion is available online. I would like you all to attempt the Renshu and the exercise in your textbook first, before you type the exercises and submit it online. Okay, get your answers ready and then type them out. If you do it together, you might get confused. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just extending. Yes, just a couple more minutes and then we can wind up. Yes, what's the
So
question?
whatever exercise we did today, like all this Ashok, Devi, and Tanaka-san, so we have to type everything online and then submit our work.
Not what we have done in class. I'm talking about your textbook. Textbook after your lesson.
Sumima-san
Hi.
Sensei. So
Yes.
in this in the student login, it just says there's a black tab which says mark as done. So I just hit that tab, mark as done, and leave it alone.
Yes, this is only for your textbook exercises. You don't
Okay,
have to
got it.
submit your textbook exercises to me in Google Classroom.
Got it,
Because
got
you're already submitting it online in student profile in your Hayakawa webpage.
In the Hayakawa web page, yeah. So in the Hayakawa web page, for example, this CJAT 1 lesson 1,
Yes.
I found page 12, page 13, I found that over there. But I
Yes.
was not sure if page 11 was there. So something like that is fine, but we just carry on, right?
Yeah, I will quickly explain that more clearly now. So for instance, I'll just show it to you for one lesson, all right? Lesson number 1, if you take, page number 11, you have Renshu, right? We did those Renshu in class. I might not be able to do all the Renshu in class all the time, but we did this. And the next page, you have exercises. The Renshu and the exercises are for you to do it, all right? The exercises, you will have to also submit it in student profile in your Hayakawa webpage. It's only the exercise part of it. The Renshu is not there in your Hayakawa page. Only the exercise portion is there. But I would like you all to do Renshu and exercise. First, in your textbook, write down the answers. Once you have written down the answers, go to the Hayakawa webpage and type out the answers to the exercise and submit it. First, write down the answers so you understand the grammar, and then typing should be easy. When you're typing, I just checked, don't give space between words. Just type the words continuously and finish the sentence.
So,
Okay, don't give any
yeah,
space.
The problem with that is when you press the space bar, the word changes completely.
Yeah, that is
So-
the reason that I ask you not to press space at all. Just type watashi wa sensei desu full stop and then enter. Finish the sentence. Don't type space bar at all. You don't need that.
Okay.
Okay. Hi. All right. So any other questions
Ma'am,
on
today's homework,
Wednesday?
sorry, today's homework is to complete a recording of the lesson 3 or
Yes.
lesson 2, recording of just reading it and then
Yes.
submit it in the Google Classroom as a recorded message.
Yes, as a voice recording.
Okay.
I said lesson 3, but let's make it lesson 2 because lesson 2 has a lot of words. So more
Okay,
practice.
so
I
okay.
will give the
And
instructions in Google Classroom. So you just have to, you can record it in your phone and just submit that file.
okay.
All right. Along with, of course, going over all the grammar. That is, I don't have to say that at all. It's
Right.
part of it. Hi. All right. On Wednesday, we'll begin with a small pop quiz. We'll play a small game with the Koso Ado concept before we get into the next set of grammar. All right. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Arigatou
Thanks so
gozaimashita.
much.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigatou
Hi.
gozaimasu.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Hi, arigatou gozaimashita.